Hi, Generations. My name is Gary Overholt. My wife, Fran, and I are fairly new to Generations Church. We've been coming here about a year. We're transplants from Southern California. My son, Carrie, and his wife, Cassidy, have been in Greeley for a while, and they just began attending Generations when we showed up here. As a second career pastor, God has been moving me around like a chess piece on a board. And through his providential will, I ended up here in Greeley as the spiritual life director of Dayspring Christian Academy. And then when we got here, we realized Generations Church has some good connection and fellowship with Dayspring. And so it was just natural for us to be at Generations. And we didn't really have to look for a church or a place because this just felt like home. And we are just so happy to be here ministering with you. And I'm excited for what God is going to do with us in the future at Generations and at Dayspring. At Dayspring, as we prepare for this up and coming season, we're struggling with, well, not struggling, but we're laboring over what some of our spiritual themes for the year could be. And we've kind of come across this one called All In. What does it mean to be all in? And in my personal study this week, I just happened to be reading in 2 Corinthians chapter 11, and the Apostle Paul gives us an all-in example. Let me share that with you. The Apostle Paul says, I am a Hebrew. I am an Israelite. I am a descendant of Abraham. I am a servant of Christ. I have worked harder. I have been imprisoned. I have been flogged severely, exposed to death. 5 times I received 39 lashes, because they say 40 is what will kill you. 3 times I have been beaten with rods. 1 time I have been pelted with stones. I have been shipwrecked 3 times. I have spent a complete night and day in the open sea. I have been in dangers of floods from rivers, from bandits, from Jews and false believers in the cities. I have toiled endlessly long hours without sleep. I have experienced hunger and thirst and coldness and nakedness. Now, I don't know about you, but that list just makes me weepy when I read it over in my quiet times alone, because I realize I'm not there. I'm not really all in. My list can't even come close to comparing with that. And yet the Apostle Paul explains it a little bit more when he jumps to chapter 12, verse 9, and he says, I'm boasting in these things, but I'm really want to boast in my weaknesses, because it's in my weaknesses that the power and strength of Christ does its thing. And that's what just really gives me hope. And though we're not there when it comes to being all in for Christ's mission, we can glory that he can still use our weaknesses. He can still use where we're at for his kingdom. And that's what's so exciting about being here at Generations, because whatever it takes just for one more person to find and follow Christ, that's what we're all about. And I'm excited to be part of it. I would love to share more of my story with you and hear more of yours. So hopefully we meet in the near future. Thanks.